Welcome back to BST, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us on yet another episode. 3 football games today, and the NFL continues to be on a hot streak of absolute heaters. I don't want to hear nothing about college football being better than the NFL at this point. It's out of discussion. I've heard people say that, college is king, college is king. These games have been phenomenal. Chargers-Patriots wasn't the best game, but if you love defensive football, it was close for a while. Straight up defense on both sides of the ball. But other than that, we've had absolute cinema. Yesterday was awesome with the Panthers game and the Packers game. Still on kind of a somber note from that one as Packer fans, but it is what it is. We move on. But yeah, let's talk about the first game. Bills-Jaguars. Bills win 27-24. Huge game for Buffalo. Absolutely huge game. This one felt like if you can get past the Jaguars, you have a real chance at this thing. And at this point, I think now it's like, you look at the other teams, and it's like you're going to go face the Broncos next week in Mile High. That's going to be a tough one, but that's certainly a team you can beat. And then you either have 2 pretty middling offenses in the Steelers or Texans, whichever wins that game, and then you have the Patriots who you've already beaten. So I think now you're looking at it and you're like, we got a real chance here. And Josh Allen was phenomenal. He just took what the defense gave him. He wasn't, when he needed to be Superman, he was, but honestly, most of the day, he didn't need to be Superman. And, he only had 7 incompletions. He's efficient. And going into the game, it was like, is the number 1 rush defense going to win out over the number 1 rush offense? And they did. And I think they were showing graphics throughout the game that's been the trend. Like most of the time, the rush defense wins out in that matchup. And most of the time this year, when they haven't been able to run the ball with James Cook, they've pretty much been dead. But in this game, Josh Allen did enough to carry him.
Yeah. Feel bad for Jaguars. This was not a typical Jaguars team. I think a lot of people see Jacksonville losing in the first round and like, oh yeah, what do you expect? It's Jacksonville. Felt like a different team this year. Credit to Liam Cohen for, putting together a good, or he didn't really build it. He inherited a team, and look what he did. That was no slouch of a defense. They don't have a lot of individual numbers that blow you out, but they get a lot of pressures. They hit Josh Allen a lot. They made it tough for him. It just sucks because I thought Trevor Lawrence really played well this year, and he had a couple picks in that game. And
he was not very good today.
Crucial interception there at the end. I know that's tough. You got the ball back with a minute. I don't know what your thoughts are on. Is there a playbook where you're down at the 1-yard line? They have no timeouts. You take a knee, just to run some clock off, or
you're saying
score.
For the Bills?
For the Bills. Yeah, because they were in a situation where they got down there first and goal from the 1, minute 5.
I thought about
Jacksonville had no timeouts.
But the problem is
you lose a yard when you take a knee, so you're making it tougher on yourself, right? But even Tony Romo said on the broadcast, you snap it and you take it low, and if you're Josh Allen, you just dive at the back of the legs of your front line without hurting them, right? But you dive a little bit forward and you just kind of take a knee, so to speak, that way. You go down, don't really sacrifice yardage, but now you're on 2nd and goal. I personally, I feel like you just got to score, and then you got to rely on your defense.
That's
to
where
help
I
you
was
out.
at.
And it's just interesting. It would really be interesting to see if anybody does that, takes that approach. I think that maybe sends a message of we don't trust their defense. Maybe.
I don't think
you
can be that confident that you will score.
Yeah.
It's no guarantee. And it almost is with Josh Allen running the tush push.
We've seen that with some other teams where in the regular season where it kind of bit them a little bit. They focused more on not giving the ball back to the opposition and trying to, bleed clock, and then they kind of bit themselves in the foot and didn't have enough time to execute what they needed to do.
Yeah.
Whereas if they just would have just gone down and been aggressive and scored, and you live with the result. So heartbreaking for Jacksonville. They were set up well. I mean, last week they had an outside shot at the 1 seed, and then they go down in the first round. I mean, Buffalo. I hope. I'm cheering for you, Buffalo. I hope you can make this run, but it's gonna be tough.
Well, yeah, and in this game, it was weird because Jacksonville ran the ball really well, and Bills have one of the worst rushing defenses in the league.
Yeah,
and so you knew they would, but Buffalo just really controlled the time of possession, and they just played such a weird Buffalo game that I didn't really see happening because I thought their defense really played pretty well, Parker Washington killed them. He was open all second half, it felt like, making plays. But I think this is an encouraging sign because, this is an offense in Jacksonville that's been really, really hot. Yeah. And to be able to not shut them down, they had 6.6 yards per play. That's pretty good for Jacksonville. But I still feel like, all in all, you held them in check. And, Trevor Lawrence was playing like probably the hottest quarterback in the league, finished the year with 13 touchdowns, 1 pick, in however many game span that was. But to be able to force the turnovers, I thought the pass defense was pretty good. I think at the end of the day, you can live with the rushing defense being bad. It's not ideal, but if you look in the AFC, it's like Denver can't run the ball. New England, they're hit and miss. They don't have a super strong rushing attack. The Texans can't run the ball, and the Steelers are probably the best rushing team in the AFC right now that's left. So, for Buffalo, if you're looking from that perspective, that looks really good because there's not really any team that you're really scared of right now in terms of a team that can gash you in the running game. And that does change if you're looking at a possible Super Bowl run. But, once you get there, all hands are on deck, and I'm going to take Josh Allen in that game, no doubt. So I think from that perspective, you're looking good. And if this defense can keep making plays like this, I really do think they have a chance. And I know we had a clip that I posted, and it was like, I don't think Buffalo has a chance. And it was a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
But I think my main concern was getting out of this game alive, and they just barely did. But I just think getting out of this game was so huge. And I heard a lot of people say whoever wins this game is going to the Super Bowl. And I think that's fair. And
I don't know if you touched on this earlier, and I spaced it, but the turning point to me was the fourth down conversion, lack of fourth down conversion inside the 5.
Yeah.
Or inside the 10. I
Jacksonville.
Can't remember. Yeah, on Jacksonville. Trevor Lawrence scrambles for the first down, but, and just trying to go low and evade the defender, his shin touches just before the line to gain.
Yeah.
And it's
that is a huge play.
They're up. Jacksonville's up 7-3. They're looking to go up 14-3, put it to a 2-score lead, and instead it flips and it becomes a 10-7 lead for Buffalo. Then Buffalo takes the ball, goes down and scores. And that to me was really the turning point, because I don't think from there, it kind of seesawed a little bit there in the fourth quarter, but could be a lot different outcome if Jacksonville scores a touchdown there.
100%.
Right, that was the turning point of the game, really.
Yeah, and I've said this multiple times, I'm going to ride with the coach and quarterback combo, and I'm looking in the AFC, like Josh Allen is clearly the best quarterback left, in my opinion. Drake May's had a great year, but I mean, just what Josh Allen did in this game was just incredible. I mean, he's getting battered and bruised. He goes out to get checked for a concussion. He hits his hand on his lineman's helmet or whatever it was, hurts his hand, his throwing hand, and I think that obviously affected him in this game. And then on that rushing touchdown, he gets his knee or leg bent kind of the wrong way, and it's just like this guy is like modern day Brett Favre. Like he refuses to leave the game. And, I mean, this is going to be a tough stretch where he's going to get pretty injured because he has to put his body on the line.
I got a question, though, too, a little bit. What's the Bills fan pulse on Sean McDermott?
I don't know.
Because I felt like if the Bills lost this game, McDermott would be on the hot seat.
Well, I think he has to be.
He's always kind of been... I mean, that's kind of been floated, right? I mean, this is the opportunity. The big guns are out of your way in terms of Mahomes and Lamar, and Burrow. They're out of your way. Those roadblocks are gone. This is your time. And you didn't get the 1 seed, so it's not going through Buffalo. But I felt like he'd be on the hot seat. Do you think this win secures him?
No.
Or do you think wherever this playoff run ends, if it's short of a Super Bowl, he's out?
He's on the hot... I'm not sure he's out.
Or do Bills fans think he's the guy? Do they think he can? I mean, look at the sample size.
Well,
is this an AFC LaFleur? like can McDermott take him there?
Yeah. I think they've been
he's
close.
A good coach. I think he's a good coach.
I think he's a good coach, but I think, like we've talked with LaFleur, you can say a guy's a good coach, and you can also say it's still just time to move on. And like with Harbaugh's a great coach, but like for Baltimore, it was just time to move on. Yeah. It felt like it was time to part ways and go in a different direction for the organization. If that's what they think here, I mean, that's perfectly fine. I don't think winning this game secures his job. I mean, you won the wild card. You've been further. I think you, at the very least this year, have to make it to the AFC Championship. And I wouldn't be surprised if he gets fired even doing that, if they lose there. Because it's just like, you've been in these spots so much, and you've lost them. You've been to multiple AFC championships you've lost. You've been to the divisional round pretty much every year. They may have lost in the wild card 1 year, but like most of the time, they're making a divisional AFC championship. I mean,
you won a road game in playoffs for the first time since 1992. So, I mean, for the Bills. So, I mean, that's a big deal, and they just need to carry that momentum.
Well, everybody was bringing that up. I'm like, well, 3 of those losses that they've had in this run with Josh Allen are against the Chiefs. So, like, I thought that was an interesting stat, but I'm like, well, it makes sense. It makes sense that they don't win on the road because I mean, every single time they've had to go to Kansas City.
Well, and everybody remembers the 14 seconds, right? They take the lead with 14 seconds, and they allow them to get into field goal range, take it to overtime. It's just unbelievable.
Well, then that's why in this game it's like I knew Josh Allen was going to get the drive. I knew it. Like I just knew he was going to come up with it. And honestly, I think the Bills do such a good job where it's like they don't have a lot of weapons and they weren't running the ball well, but it's like I think with Josh Allen it just unlocks such an easiness to their offense where it's like, okay, it's 2nd and 10 or whatever it is, and they just throw a screen pass to Shakir, let him get some yards. 3rd and 4, all right, do whatever play, and then once you get into the short yardage, it's just like, I mean, they got, how many yards did they get on that tush push down at the goal line? It had to have been like 7 or 8 yards pushing him. The Jaguars could not stop that. So in this game, they were just like, okay, we're just going to get yards, and they were just always moving forward, and I think that really helped them. And I truly think if they can just get through Denver, like, they have a chance here. They really, really do. And it feels like it's they got the pieces, and in this game it's like you knew Josh Allen's going to get the drive. He got it. A little bit of time left on the clock, and you're like, okay, this is where in the past his defense has never shown up for him. Yeah. And this is where it all goes to shit. And like, they drive down the field, and with Cam Little, it's like you put him at the 50, you might make the field goal. Yeah. So,
I mean, getting that game-sealing interception was huge.
Yeah.
Because you're like, okay, you did right on special teams. You didn't put him on the 35 to start that drive. You got him on the 20.
Mm-hmm.
Made it a little bit harder. 2 plays later, you pick him off. You end the game.
Yep.
I mean that was a perfect storm for the Bills.
It's exactly what they needed.
Yep.
And I offensively, Brandon Cook's making plays, which is so weird in 2026 now. It's
32
like,
years old.
is he really only 32?
32. Yep.
I would have guessed like 36.
No.
The guy feels like he's been in the league forever.
Yeah,
that's pretty crazy. Only 32 years old.
32 years old.
But I mean, he's got to be one of the more underrated receivers of all time. Like he was always a consistent like 1,000-yard receiver who never really got the recognition. He's still making plays now. Had that 30-yard bomb.
Brings a good element, a different kind of element to their team.
Yeah, and I mean, if we're looking at rush defenses, I think where they could run into trouble is like Denver will probably be able to stop James Cook. Houston will probably be able to stop James Cook. New England with Milton Williams will probably be able to stop James Cook. Like, that's where it scares me, but I just trust Josh, dude.
Question will be, I mean, because Bill's rush defense is not good.
No.
Can Harvey exploit it?
No.
I don't. I mean, if ETN and the other running back, they were.
I felt like they didn't stick with it.
They got a little. I don't know. I think honestly the momentum shift after, failing on 4th down, right there on the we'll call it the goal line. Basically, you're right down there and you failed. It seemed like their offense got out of sync after that.
Well,
they
it's like
weren't very
14 carries from your running backs.
Yeah,
I feel like that's just not good enough.
And it's crazy because watching that game, I mean, it felt like the typical. Okay, we're just going to see Allen keep him hanging in, but it's not going to be enough because they can't run the ball. They're getting some hits. They're forcing some punts, and I just thought, man, the way that Jacksonville played in Denver a few weeks ago, I thought that's what we were going to see. I mean, just airing it out and just, okay, they opened it up, and man, the Bills just kept them from doing that. And I think it just got them out of their rhythm a little bit, and it got them a little, I don't know. I think they felt like they had to become a little bit of pass happy, but still, Lawrence only threw 30 times. I mean, it's not like he threw 57 times or anything. It was weird. It was just kind of a weird game there for a bit. It was just like a little bit of a lull in the middle where nobody really moved the ball, and then lots of stuff happened in the 4th quarter.
I mean, I think out of Tuin's 51 yards, I think 40 of them came on that one drive. 47 of them came on that one drive.
Yep.
So I don't know. They had a lot of success running outside. It just felt like they were just gashing them. But then I don't know what it was.
There's some drops, there's some missed throws.
I mean, bottom line, Trevor Lawrence was not good enough.
And you
have to be good enough against Josh Allen.
I thought he was turning the corner a little bit, and I think he is. I think Trevor Lawrence is. I think Liam Cohen has got him playing better.
I think you outplayed where he is this season, just down the stretch. I think he was really, really hot. I'm not sure he's that ever on a consistent basis.
Right.
I mean, I think he had the 3rd most total touchdowns in the league. I'm not sure he's that next season or for the rest of his career, but I think he's a fine starter. But you cannot turn over the ball in the playoffs against Josh Allen.
That's kind of been what it seems like has hampered him in his career.
Yeah.
In Lawrence's career has been turnovers. And just
in the playoffs, they're just brutal.
Well,
you lose the turnover battle, and you're pretty much screwed.
Yeah, no, it's true. I just was kind of looking like this year compared to last year, because he's in year 6, right? He's in year 6 or 5th year. This was his 5th year. He's going to be going into year 6. So, I mean, this year, 12 interceptions for the season, 29 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, 4,007 yards. I mean, it's his 3rd 4,000-yard season.
But I think
career high for touchdowns, though.
12 interceptions, but only one down the stretch in whatever that stretch of games where they
he was very solid down the stretch.
So I think that's his peak. That's his ceiling. Yeah, I don't know. I think for Jacksonville, I mean, this is obviously a success of the season. You hope that your defensive coordinator Campanelli doesn't leave. He was linebacker coach in Green Bay. Kind of wish we still had him because he's very good. So hope he doesn't leave for a head coaching job. I think he could definitely get one. His defense is very, very, very good.
So here's Lawrence in 3 career playoff games. Counting this was his 3rd career playoff game. 3 career playoff games. He's now 8 touchdowns, 7 interceptions.
Well, there was that 4-pick game against the Chargers, right?
I thought that was Herbert. Oh no, he
Herbert
threw 4
threw
picks. Herbert threw 4 last year.
year.
That's right. Yeah, that's where I was getting at. Yeah.
So
that's probably true. Yeah.
But still, I mean, you throw 4 picks. It's 4 picks. But I don't know. I like the direction that Jacksonville's going. I think. I think they overachieved, but.
Yeah.
I mean, this division is somewhat up for grabs. Houston has a great defense, but who knows what's going to happen with Indianapolis in the future, and Houston just offensively. I think they're not great.
Jacksonville will be competitive.
I agree. I like Liam Cohen. He might win Coach of the Year. We'll see. But yeah, let's move on to another game. The middle game, the afternoon game. Niners Eagles. Niners get the win, 23-19. Yeah, same story for the Eagles all season. It happened again. I don't know why we're shocked. I'm not sure why anybody thought, oh, it's playoff time. I mean, this isn't the Chiefs. It's not. It's not going to be the same story where, oh, it's playoff time. They're going to turn a corner and find magic. Like,
yeah.
To me, it's just a completely different team from last year, where last year they ran the ball super effectively in the playoffs. And I mean, Jalen Hurts played really well in the Super Bowl. But like just having that element, like now they've been trying to find like their explosive plays through the passing game all season. It's just not been there. And I don't know if you want to call that play calling. I think Jalen Hurts definitely has a part to play in that. And I don't think Eagles fans want to admit that. I think, like, I've seen so much fire Kevin Patullo, but it's like, I mean, Jalen isn't great either. And I do think his team kind of failed him on that last drive. Like, I thought he made some throws that probably should have been caught. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, nothing changed in this game.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's so puzzling to me how the Eagles look so good in first halves, a lot of first halves, and in the second half they just completely. I don't know what happens. I mean, they're not the only team that happens to, but it's been that way all season. I think a lot of the noise has been it's too basic. And I think that was evident on that 4th down play. I mean, they had no schemed play drawn up. The ball he threw to Goddard was in triple coverage.
Yep.
And I mean, this is a banged up San Francisco defense. Robert Saleh should be coordinator of the year if that is the case. I mean, I think most people, even Niner fans, had them dead when they lost Fred Warner.
Yep.
And Bosa, and I can't remember the order. I think Bosa went down first, and then it was Fred Warner. I mean, when Bosa went down, I was like, well, this is going to be a long season for you 49ers, and what a coaching job by Saleh, Shanahan, enough said, right? Shanahan, we obviously know he's a great coach. But the Eagles, I mean, I put a lot of this on A.J. Brown. Is there a receiver in the league that is less interested in playing wide receiver than A.J. Brown?
Well,
or appears to be? Well, or is it so at odds with his team?
Him, though.
But, I mean, your defense is that it's Jalen Hurts throwing in the ball.
My defense is that, listen,
Jalen Hurts hit him in the hands 3 times in that game that he dropped.
But it's not just about this game, though. It's the whole season. I get it. I don't like divas, but I think every wide receiver, especially wide receiver ones, there's you kind of
agree.
have to be a diva
Yeah.
to be a wide
You kinda
receiver
do.
because you want the ball in your hands because you know what you're capable
agree.
of. And I think it's just a culmination this season where like at times he just has not gotten the ball and it's been really disjointed. And I'm sure he's been frustrated all season. I'm sure he entered this game frustrated. And I'm not defending him for dropping some footballs today, but like I think it's a whole culmination. I don't think he's an Eagle next year. I still think he's like a really good player, and like at his best, he's a top 10 receiver in the league. So I think if they do trade him, like whoever gets him is going to get him for a low price, and I think still in the prime of his career. And I think at the end of the day, like it's not just him. Like Jalen has problems. Like as a passer, he's just not very good right now. Like I don't know what it is, but he's not spectacular at all. And the offense looks so disjointed. It's so bad.
And I mean, he had some crucial drops in this game.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
But it's not all on him.
Yeah, I don't know. He's such a talent that these weren't like I felt like 2 out of the 3 were routine balls.
Yeah.
And they're gotta have it balls. And I think the attitude that he has,
I think he's mentally checked out.
Has just made this happen for him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I don't know, is he being selfish? I mean, most wide receivers are. They want the ball, right? They do. They want the ball. And you're not feeding him the ball. And you keep, and I think there's some validity. He's probably run several routes in several games open, and Jalen doesn't see it.
Well, and I think the problem too is like this is a guy who's gone for like 1,400 yards, multiple like double-digit touchdowns in a season, so he knows what he's capable of doing on this very team. Like they literally traded for this guy, and he was an All-Pro. So it's like, I bet for him, he's just frustrated because he's like,
why aren't you scheming everything for me?
And I don't know if like
why am I not the first read?
Exactly.
I should be the first read.
Exactly.
And then you come over here,
so,
right? I'll give him that. It just
I think he's just mentally checked out.
Yeah, clearly. I mean, the Sirianni, I mean that drop, I mean, it wasn't really a drop, it's just a miss. It was just a miss on the sideline in that second quarter. And it almost was just like in the replay especially, it was like he kind of felt like he just kind of gave up and didn't even look for the ball or realized where it was, and then he's like, "Oh crap, I'm too far." And I don't, and you feel like, man, he probably could have caught that ball.
Yeah.
And it was enough to fire up Sirianni, and Sirianni's just screaming down the sideline, yelling, and they getting a little tiff on the side, and you're like, and I think Brady even mentioned in the broadcast, like, it's amazing how Philadelphia can just have these little spats, and he defended. He's like, look, that's competitive fire. That's just two competitors. Emotions in the moment, they'll be fine. But it's amazing they can have these little dust ups and still win. And still do what they've been doing. And then I sat there and I'm like, yeah, but in the playoffs, sometimes that doesn't manifest, and it didn't. No. And I mean, yeah, he's definitely not an Eagle. I don't know where he ends up. Hopefully not Kansas City, but I mean, he's not an Eagle.
I think we have to start considering the idea that Howie Roseman is the real MVP of this team, and he's put together such a good roster that he's masked the deficiencies that Sirianni, that Jalen Hurts have both shown in the past couple years. Like, I truly do believe that. Like, I think this team does the same thing with a different coach and does the same thing with a different quarterback. And I get it. You can say Jalen Hurts, Super Bowl MVP, outplayed Mahomes in 2 Super Bowls, but like, I think there's
weird.
He's not good. He's not. I'm done defending him. He's not good. He's not.
Yeah,
even like. Now that the tush push, they don't even use it that often anymore. So if you lose that kind of aspect where you're using it a ton, it's super unstoppable. Like, so you lose that part of his game. He doesn't use
don't
his
let him
legs.
run.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he doesn't use his legs regardless. He's not really fast anymore. I felt like early in his career he was like pretty fast and was able to get out of the pocket and get first downs, and that was a big part of his game. So what does he offer for you? He doesn't have a super strong arm, and I don't know. I don't see the vision here.
Honestly, I think it boils down to I think defenses just figured him out. I think a lot of his success early on playing and getting to 2 Super Bowls like that, I think whatever it was, whatever Kellen Moore brought to that offense last year, they haven't been able to manifest the same magic. And maybe it's probably a combination. Their defenses know how to defend him, especially because it's pretty basic offense. There's not a lot of, creativity to it. And I don't remember Kellen Moore being I don't specifically know what Kellen Moore brings exactly, but clearly he's doing something right because he's making Shuck look good in New Orleans and bringing that team, making them pretty competitive down the stretch. And I just think, people want Patullo out. He probably is.
Has to be fired.
He has to be. I think play calling's an art a little bit, right? It's a mix of art and science, right? And I think the science can be learned, the art can't, right? And I think that's what just makes some of these guys just really good play callers, and some aren't. And and whatever Kellen Moore was doing, it played to Jalen Hurts' strengths.
Well, and
I don't know what that was.
I don't even know if it's that entirely, because I don't think Jalen Hurts, I think it's the same player that we saw last year. They just don't have Barkley running for 2,000 yards. I think that's truly what it is. It's like,
so it was the offensive line they lost?
That too. Like, they don't have the same protection they had last year. They don't have the same run blocking. But I think, like, losing
Barkley was no doubt huge.
Those touchdowns last year, those super explosive touchdowns, like, that does a lot. And Barkley was just so good last year, moving the chains. When you don't have that, it lands on Hurts' lap, and he's just not that guy.
Yeah, I think it came down to defenses because the run blocking was so poor. I don't think defenses really had to sell out to stop it, right? No. They were stopping it with four down linemen often, and for some reason, and I don't know if Barkley's banged up in this game.
Yeah.
I don't know if Barkley...
This is a pretty good game for Barkley, all things considered.
Barkley had actually a really good... This is one of his better games against a San Francisco defense. That's the thing. It's like, you got San Francisco... You got the matchup you wanted. Maybe outside of Green Bay, because if you've got Green Bay going in there, you're like, it's a definite win. Because Green Bay just cannot win in Philly for whatever reason. Or beat Philly on any field for whatever reason, right? And so outside of Green Bay coming in there, this is the best matchup for Philly. You got a banged up defense full of, hard-working guys, but you just don't really know a whole lot about them. And maybe that's what makes them a little dangerous, for teams that don't face them twice, like in their division. But this is a defense that was not good. The Bears rolled a lot on them. A lot of teams have been rolling a lot on them. And even though the Seahawks didn't, they controlled the game, right?
Yeah.
So this is just a big bad loss for the Eagles. But honestly, like to your point at the very beginning of this discussion, what did we expect from Philly? We saw exactly what we saw all year long, and that's just not good enough in the playoffs.
And I know it sounds crazy, but like, are you not so sure you just fire Sirianni and go get Harbaugh?
I don't think you can't fire Sirianni.
Why?
It's hard. It is hard to repeat as Super Bowl champs. He just won the Super Bowl last year, but not many teams repeat.
All I'm saying is,
unless there's a huge culture issue, and maybe that's solved by getting rid of what's probably been marked as the biggest distractor, which is probably
I'm just saying
A.J.
there's
Brown.
been a lot of weird things this year.
If A.J. Brown leaves and it's still kind of this way, maybe, but I don't think you can fire Sirianni. I'm
just saying, is Howie Roseman tempted? Because, like,
If anybody would do it, it would probably be Howie Roseman.
Is Nick Sirianni benefiting this organization? Or is he taking them down?
I mean, that would just be, to me, unheard of. That you win a Super Bowl, you've gone to, because was he the coach when? Who was the coach when Hurts went the first time? Was he the coach? He was the coach. So you've been to 2 Super Bowls in the tenure, right? You won one of them. You should have won the other one. But hey, you got back, you won the second one, right?
But
you're trying to defend the Super Bowl, or and you make the playoffs, you fall short at home. I mean, shit happens. I don't know that you can pin it on Sirianni.
I'm not pinning it on.
But you'd have to pin it on him to fire him.
No, you don't. You just say you're not better than John Harbaugh.
He's exactly equal to John Harbaugh at this point in Super Bowls.
Super
Bowls.
But listen.
Actually, he might be ahead. He's been to 2.
Sirianni is not the reason they won these Super Bowls. What does he offer to the team? Well, and it obviously seems like the culture is not great there.
He is the head coach. Don't we say that? So, don't we say that?
How many brain dead decisions has he had in like game management things too?
But I mean, those brain dead decisions still led them to 2 Super Bowl.
But what
appearances.
I'm saying, that's not him. I'm saying this roster Howie
Who's
Roseman
calling it then?
Building this roster.
But Howie Roseman's not making the play calls or hiring the guys to put in place as the coaches.
No, I'm saying like Howie Roseman and this roster is like a yacht, and Nick Sirianni's like a tiny little anchor.
Sure, he got him the pieces, but you still got to be able to create game plans and all that stuff.
It's not him. He doesn't do any of it.
He's absolutely involved in the game planning. Come on.
Okay, he's in the game planning, but he doesn't call plays for either side.
He's a CEO.
And obviously the culture is bad.
Well,
you have players like A.J. Brown who are acting out. You have the stupid.
How many people are on your roster?
What was the positivity bunny they had in the locker room? What was that all about?
Sure, but how many players are on an NFL team?
A lot, 53.
Okay, 53 roster. Then you got practice squad guys, right? You got all those guys in there. You're talking one guy that makes all the noise.
I'm
just
saying, so I think he does more negativity to the organization than he's worth. He's a clown. He's a clown. He is.
I mean, I am not a Sirianni defender, so to speak, but to your question though, there's no way you're firing Sirianni.
I would think about it.
I don't think you are. I really don't.
I don't think they would, but I would think about it. If I was Howie Roseman, I'd be like, is this guy worth keeping around?
But Harbaugh doesn't fit in Philly.
Why?
Because Philly is Philly. They boo Santa Claus. Like they boo everyone. Sirianni, oddly enough, kind of matches what you think of as Philly. It's like Big Dom. It's Sirianni, Big Dom. It's like, come on, I could
totally see Harbaugh being there.
That's the whole thing.
Philly is like hard-nosed football.
It
doesn't have to be Harbaugh. I'm just saying in general, I'm just saying that you cannot convince me that Sirianni is positively contributing to this organization. So, if anything, he is holding them back.
He went to 2 Super Bowls, won one. How is he holding them back?
And not one of those victories is because of Nick Sirianni.
Oh my
and you
God, he's the head
convince
coach.
Me otherwise.
How is it that we argue all the time that the head coach is responsible for the wins and the losses? The loss is on Sirianni. It falls on the head coach. This all falls on the head coach. So when something good happens and they win, that should also fall on the head coach. The head coach has a big part of why they're successful.
Explain to me how. What does he do?
He's hired the coaches.
He's failed! And he's failed! He hired Kevin Matullo and he failed!
He failed this year to win a Super Bowl, but he won a Super Bowl. He's been to 2.
He failed in 2023 with another OC.
To be fair, when they hired Sirianni, he had that horrible, horrible press conference. You and I laughed and joked that this dude sucks, and then he went to 2 Super Bowls
because
won
of the
one
roster.
Of them.
Not one of those Super Bowls because of him. It's because of Howie Roseman and the roster they built.
So every team out there, it's only the GM that gets the credit.
No, you cannot
That's
say
what
every
you're
team.
saying.
No, I'm saying the Eagles. I'm not saying every other team. I'm saying the Eagles.
Howie Roseman, all he did was bring in the thing. He is not involved in game planning. He's not involved in strategy.
I don't care.
He's not involved in hiring coaches. Any of that stuff. You need those people to get that. You can't just go like, hey, players, you're really good. Go play together. That's not how it works.
I'm just saying, what does Nick Sirianni do?
Coach.
Like, what do
He
you mean?
coaches.
What does he do?
is the head coach.
Tell me what he does.
He is the CEO. He delegates.
And he has a
He's
horrible
involved in
culture.
the game plan.
It's dysfunction. Look at it.
my
It's
God.
all over the place. He has a player who is acting out on a daily basis. Obviously, the relationship isn't
Do we need to
good.
pull up his successful challenges or something to see what he does?
I feel like in most
you think okay, so you think Sirianni's simply just this 9 to 5 guy that's just like, oh, he's not up scheming, he's not working around the clock, he's just this bum that
He
just
might
like
be, but
hey, gotta go do the school drop off. I'll be back. You guys got this.
Hold on. So you're saying that should make it even worse. If you're saying he's in the game plan, why is the offense so ass? Because Nick Sirianni is a part of it.
Well, yeah. I'm not saying that he did a fantastic job this year, but it's not a fireable offense. Like
I'm not saying he should be fired, but if you look,
he hired Kellen Moore last year, which fixed their offensive problems, and then they did well.
And then he
look
leaves
at Dan
and they
Campbell.
suck, so it's not Nick Sirianni.
So Dan Campbell sucks then, because what does Dan Campbell do?
I don't want to hear nothing about Dan Campbell.
But your logic's the same way. Dan Campbell hired Ben Johnson. He hired Aaron Glenn. They were his coordinators. Ben Johnson called the plays. And Glenn called the defense. What did Dan Campbell do? What did he do?
He established a culture.
Okay.
Nick Sirianni's culture is dysfunctional.
We don't really know what his culture is.
I think we know. We look at the context clues. Look at the things that are going around, the energy. It ain't there.
Okay, but let's look at the Dan Campbell culture. Did it deliver 2 Super Bowl appearances? Did they win one of them?
I do not
care. Did they win one of them?
It's the roster.
Did they win one?
It's a roster.
Are you kidding me?
It's not Nick Sirianni.
Are you kidding me, dude? Detroit has a really good roster, too.
It's not the Eagles.
Oh, God.
And the one chance they had last year. No, I don't want to hear it because last year, Detroit had a Super Bowl roster. They lost so many players to injury. That's the reason they didn't win it. They should have won it last year.
Injury doesn't matter. You have to overcome injury. You can't use that as
losing Hutch doesn't matter.
No, you hear it from
He's
everybody.
a top 5 edge rusher.
You hear that from everyone. You can't blame anything on injury.
Philly didn't lose anyone to injury
Trust
last
me,
year.
We've been on this before, and we bitched and moaned about the Packer injury, and all we get from people is, everybody has injury.
I don't care what anybody says.
Everyone has injury.
I don't care what anyone says.
Everyone has injury, though. You can't blame it on that.
Why not? I will blame it on that.
Your take is probably one of the worst I've seen to fire Sirianni. Come on.
Fire him. He sucks. He is no good. He is garbage. Fire Sirianni. Cut Jalen Hurts. They'd be a better team for it.
Fire Sirianni if this thing continues for the next few seasons. But you cannot fire this guy based off of that. You get rid of you cut the cancer out of the locker room, which appears to be A.J. Brown. Maybe you're good. If that continues, maybe you find that it's spread. Who knows? My opinion is they trade A.J. Brown. They become a worse team. This offense becomes even worse. It's not A.J. Brown. He's a great player. There is dysfunction in this offense and this play calling. Okay, but why did it work last year then?
Kellen Moore.
Okay, go find a new coordinator. Fire Patullo. Sirianni hired Kellen Moore last year. Then he just made a poor hire. So go find a new coordinator, and that'll fix everything.
I'm just saying, there is no way you can tell me that Nick Sirianni is better than John Harbaugh or even Kevin Stefanski at this point, in my opinion.
I mean, I don't disagree. I don't disagree with that at all. I agree. I would want them over Sirianni. I just don't think you can do that.
I agree. You
I
can't.
just this league.
But they should.
They should. This league, everybody gets so like fire happy. The grass is greener thing. Like it's like, oh, fire this guy.
Well, the grass is dying.
Well, okay, but I mean, come on. But it's not realistic to win the Super Bowl every year, okay? The guy has had success. How can you justify firing a guy and you bring someone else in that never delivers one?
But
I mean, is that a good move? I mean, you have to know for sure. I don't think you know right now where the problem is.
I do. It's Nick Sirianni.
I mean, I don't.
He's not. He's a trailer, not a truck.
Okay, I agree. I don't think he's this generational.
He
coach.
wasn't the driving force to either Super Bowl appearance.
So you're telling me then any coach in the league would have led them to the Super Bowl?
Yes, most.
Even Matt LaFleur.
100%.
Really?
And they would have been better for it.
Really?
Yeah,
okay.
Easily.
Okay.
Look at the roster they had last year. It was unstoppable.
I don't know.
I think you could have hired Nathaniel Hackett and he would have led him to a Super Bowl.
Oh God, no. Nah, there's no way.
Yes.
No. I think you're not giving Sirianni enough credit for what goes on.
What does he do? He's a drama queen. All he does is start shit.
You're not. Are you in the meetings? Are you in the organization?
No.
Then you don't know.
I do know.
You don't know.
Look at everything.
You don't know.
He's walking down the tunnel in Kansas City. Oh, I don't want to hear anything from you guys, Chiefs fans. He's booing his own crowd. He's starting drama. No wonder his players are backlashing against him. No wonder. I think he's a horrible coach.
So who were the guys that left this that were the keys to them not winning again?
Their O-line has been injured this year.
Okay, that was it.
Yeah, the O-line has played worse.
Anybody else?
They've lost edge rushers.
Okay.
And
so
Milton
where do those
Williams?
edge rushers go do at other teams? Where are they at?
Milton Williams is a great defensive tackle
is he?
for New England.
For New
and
England?
Josh
Okay.
Sweat in Arizona has played great.
Okay, he's home right now. So so
You can't say that. What are you talking about?
so they still have the best roster in the league.
No.
Philly does?
No.
Who's got the best roster in the league?
Best roster right now, I'd say Denver's up there for sure.
So they're going to win the Super Bowl.
No, not for sure.
Because any bum can coach, doesn't matter who it is.
Well, you have
so
to
Sean
still
Payton, what does he do up there?
Sean Payton on Philly would be phenomenal. They would win easily.
Well, I just think it's funny that you're talking about the guy that coached the team to the Super Bowl last year and has been doing one other appearance, right, in the last, what, 4
He's
years?
a bum. I don't care. I don't care what anybody says. He's a bum.
Okay.
He's bad. He's not a good coach.
Well, I don't disagree. I just disagree that you would fire him now after that.
That's fine. I agree with you.
I
I agree that you can't fire him.
You can't fire him.
But they should.
They should.
He's not good. He's a bum. He's a scrub. He's not a good coach. He is a negative coach. But guess what? He has the best roster in the league last year, so they won the Super Bowl. And that's what it is. And he'll get credit for that, sure. But I don't want to ever hear him in top 20 discussions. He's a 20 through 32 coach in the league. Bottom line, he doesn't do anything for the organization. He doesn't. He doesn't do anything. He doesn't call plays for either side. His culture is obviously not very strong. I don't care. He's not good. He's bad. He's a scrub. And so is Jalen Hurts. He's also a scrub. So honestly, it's a miracle.
So who do you go with? You trade Jalen Hurts?
I think Harbaugh. Bring in Harbaugh. And, I mean, you probably had to stick with Hurts because, I mean, the grass ain't always greener at quarterback. That's way harder to fill than coach. Yeah, I think you stick with Hurts.
Fix him?
But we've seen Hurts play really good football, but maybe that's why you don't go with Harbaugh.
Do you think the culture, do you think his dislike of A.J. Brown has affected Hurts' ability to play?
I don't know. I don't know what it is. It's just
they clearly hate each other, right?
Yeah, it's just
They
weird.
clearly hate each other, so...
I've just never seen a team that, like, hates each other like this.
Yeah.
That to me, that's coaching. That's like, why is there so much dysfunction right here?
Well,
with these good players?
You know, there's sometimes Yeah, I think sometimes it's just a personality thing, you know.
I guess. I don't know. For me, it's like, why does Jalen Hurts seems like the most like chillax, like doesn't care guy.
Sometimes I think if he's that way in everything, then he's probably a guy that's difficult to read. Would be my guess.
Well,
And
he always pisses me off in the press conference when he drops some like insane quote, like some like just like wise, like stupid quote about life, and it's like, shut up, dude! You just lost in the wild card to the Niners defense. Like, we don't need to hear this stupid quote.
Oh, is that what he said today?
Probably. I didn't listen to his press conference, but
I thought
go listen to like every one of his press conferences. He has like this life lesson after the game. It's like, shut up.
Well, I mean,
let's talk about the Niners. We focused a lot about the Eagles. Shanahan was in his bag today because, I mean, he was presented with a specific type of challenge. I think Shanahan on the Eagles would go undefeated for sure. Like last year, I think they go undefeated. McCaffrey couldn't run the ball. The Eagles did a great job with that. Purdy was pretty horrible, throwing 2 picks. I did think Purdy made some good throws. You lose Kittle to the Achilles.
That's horrible.
But I mean, the game-changing play was the toss from Jennings to McCaffrey. The same play we saw in the Super Bowl. I mean,
great catch by McCaffrey.
In games like this where you can't get anything going, you have to pull out all the stops to try and find some scoring.
Honestly, you're right. Honestly, and I think it was I don't know if Brady or whoever, I forget his partner in the booth, but one of them said that, 49ers came out and they landed a jab on Philly, but then Philly kind of countered, right? And kind of took over the fight. Well, this was like a swinging uppercut that caught Philly off guard. And all of a sudden they're looking at I can't remember what the score was at that point.
They were down,
because they got them up by 1. Was it shoot?
I think it was 16-10.
Was it 16-10? Yeah, that's what it was. 16-10. Philly had largely controlled it. Niners weren't doing anything. Purdy threw 2 picks. Fortunately, because of the shitty offense that Philly was playing, they didn't capitalize on those very well. Maybe a field goal. Can't really remember. But that swinging uppercut to McCaffrey from Jennings caught him off guard, staggered them a little bit. And
it's just a must-have-it play.
Yeah. And honestly, I mean, to force them then into a field goal to take the lead, I mean, that was huge for the Niners. I mean, just miscues on Philly.
They were horrible.
And you know what? Like, Saleh just had their unit playing good. They started getting a little bit of pressure. They're like I think they might be the worst on quarterback pressures in the league.
They still don't have anybody.
Yeah, they just don't have anyone, right? But they play hard. That Niners defense, they play hard. They're out there trying to prove themselves, and they play hard. And so, yeah, like to your point, that play flipped it right there, and then the momentum just stuck with the Niners from right then on.
San Francisco doesn't win this game 2 years ago because they have completely revamped their offense. Like 2 years ago when they were super just play action heavy, like if McCaffrey ain't running for 100 yards, like I don't think they win this game.
Yeah.
But now, I mean, they've kind of just turned themselves into like a drop back passing game. And Purdy, was he great? No. The pick was really bad. I'm blanking on even what both picks were bad. Both picks were bad.
Mitchell got both.
Yeah, I mean, bad decisions.
Honestly, the second one that he's trying to hit Tonjes, I mean, from the back when he threw it, you could see why he's throwing it. I mean, he just didn't lead him at all.
No.
And I don't know if it was a little bit of the wind. I know Tom Brady started getting scientific with the ball angle and stuff. I mean,
did see that, yeah.
35-mile-per-hour wind gusts. I mean, if that ball's just a little bit elevated coming out of your hand, it's going to carry. But these just on Purdy kind of has a little bit of a lofty ball. He doesn't really have a cannon for an arm.
No.
He's not really meant to kind of fire it through wind. And I think those interceptions were a direct relation. Both were just kind of underthrown and kind of fluttered.
Yeah. And,
just both were bad.
I mean, that's why I thought Philly would win in this game. I'm like, all right, you're facing one of the worst defenses in the league. You're in your place in crappy weather. Like, you should win this game. Yeah. And the Niners kind of just beat them at their own game and just playing pretty good defense, forcing field goals, and Purdy did enough. I mean, some of the throws he had were like incredible throws, like layered throws, like just really nice. Two brain dead decisions, but like he used his legs, I thought, pretty well.
Purdy to me is like the next, like a reincarnation of Doug Flutie. He can't really see over the line.
No.
That first interception of Mitchell that Mitchell had, he misses Jennings wide open over the middle, and you can see him saying to Shanahan after the pick, I couldn't see him. And I mean, he misses him break wide open. And I mean, it's just right there. And instead he looks him off fast because I think he just can't see him. And the pressure's coming and he throws a bad ball. That's to me why, I don't know what to think about Brock Purdy. He impresses me. I'm impressed by Brock Purdy, really. Last pick of the draft. Obviously, everybody knows the story. But there's a guy that has no fear in throwing these layered balls. And he throws these things with anticipation, not trusting that his guy's going to get there. And I think part of that is due to his size.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's kind of like, I know where guys need to be. And that's going to lead to interceptions when they don't run it right. Right? Or if something throws off his timing. I think he's timing... And it throws off, if you disrupt the timing, the anticipation throws her off, right? And so that's kind of what Philly was doing early on. And they were just getting pressure on him. And I just think he couldn't see a lot of the guys coming open. But, yeah, I mean, hats off solely San Francisco. I mean, you lose Kittle. I feel so bad for George Kittle because there's probably not a more likable player in the NFL than George Kittle. I mean, everybody wants George Kittle on their team. You talk about culture. That guy brings the culture. So
he's a
horrible that he pops his Achilles in this game. And what a blow to the morale of the team.
Probably ends their season if we're being honest.
Well, it probably does. I think their season's probably over anyway. Going into Seattle. But I mean this team's, overachieved to a sense. I think they had loftier goals with their healthy defense. Healthy defense, this team is still a competitor in the NFC.
Yeah.
Now there really isn't a shot, but boy, what a win though. What a win to go into Philly and do that.
Definitely one of the more impressive wins of Shanahan's career. Just like in terms of the adversity. I mean, I didn't think they were going to score more than 10. I really didn't. I'm like, Philly's just going to win this game 16-10 probably.
Philly just takes away what you do well. We've said it all year. And that jab in the first possession caught Philly off guard.
Oh, yeah, that was crazy.
You thought, whoa, okay, maybe San Fran's in it. And then it just was like, oh, no, here's the Philly defense. Yeah, this is going to be tough. But, the inability of Philly being to really put any points on the board is really what let San Francisco hang in. And San Fran's defense played better than they should have. They overachieved a bit. And, Philly kind of killed themselves a little bit in the way that they've just done all year.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know how far San Fran can go. Maybe they shock the world next weekend.
Well, your third time playing a division opponent.
True.
If they get Pearsall back, they got Trent Williams back.
My only thing is like San Fran couldn't really score in this game. Seattle ain't gonna bite for a wide receiver throw.
No.
So like you take that touchdown off the board. I mean, you're sitting at like the middle of the teens in points. Seattle's gonna put more than 19 on you. So I think so. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't see a way they can beat Seattle in Seattle, but maybe they prove me wrong and get the big upset. But I think winning in the wild card is just a big accomplishment for this team.
Absolutely.
For what they've faced this year.
Yep.
And I mean, if they were healthy, like they'd be a force to be reckoned with for sure.
100%.
But yeah, Niners win 23-19. All right, let's touch on the final game of the night. Patriots 16, Chargers 3.
This was a rough one to watch.
Ugly game for both sides. I mean, just not good. Drake May, he played pretty decently. Used his legs a lot.
A few fumbles.
Yeah,
A few picks.
that's true.
Turned the ball over. You know.
And, I mean, he's been one of the most sacked quarterbacks on the year. I think that's kind of where their weakness is a little bit on the O-line.
The defense just dominated, though.
Yeah, and, I mean, honestly, like, they're going to move on. Kind of just you got to flush this game. I mean, the Chargers pretty good defense, but mostly I just want to focus on LA because now this is three Herbert era playoff games, and you're 0-3.
Ugh.
So that's not great. And now you're 0-2 in the Harbaugh era. Two pretty ugly games and pretty much no offense. And I mean, in this game, listen, you lose an all-pro in Rashawn Slater and a future all-pro in Joe Alt. Your two tackles, one in the middle of the season, one at the start of the season. You're not going to win the Super Bowl. You're not going to win a playoff game, most likely. I mean, to lose those two players.
You've seen some teams shuffle some makeshift offensive
fair.
lines that have looked a hell of a lot better than this one.
Yeah, exactly. They shuffled in some pretty horrible players, and, I mean, Herbert was just running for his life. Did he play good? No. Did he miss throws? Yeah. I don't know if he's injured. I don't know what it is, but
we already know left hand, right?
Yeah.
I just think people are always like, oh, he can play. It's not his throwing hand. I still think there's a little bit of rhythm to that. Grip the ball, pat the ball, get it in your hand. You know, you're thinking of that's your hand that braces your fall.
Yep.
You know, and I think I just think it's kind of in your head a little bit, maybe. But he's clearly banged up. I mean, he got the shit kicked out of him today.
6 sacks.
You know, I mean, May was sacked 5 times, right? I mean, so it was fairly even in sacks a little bit, but it just felt like, I mean, New England is so physical, and
They are.
the physicality they bring is just like their coach, right? And I mean, going into the game, I felt like, you know, Chargers had no shot. With Joe Alt in the game, you know, there'd be a little bit more. But, you know, the Chargers have just been inconsistent most of the year. And I think some of those are due to injury, for sure. They've been banged up. You know, they didn't have their best running back in the game today either, so they couldn't run the ball very well at all. You know, and Herbert just was starting to see ghosts in there. I don't know.
Well,
I don't know where I put Herbert in the echelon of or the hierarchy of quarterbacks in this
I think
league.
he's hard to judge. I mean, like, I don't think throughout his career he's ever had the best situation. I think this year, on paper, it was going to look like that. But, I mean, you look at his receivers, he's throwing to a bust in what's the guy's name? I can't even think of the guy's name.
Number 1?
Or,
Is his number 1?
yeah. What's his name?
That tells you how important he is, I
Well,
guess.
I can just look at
Here,
it.
I'll find it.
Quinn Johnston.
Yeah. Johnson.
I mean, he's a bust at this point. Keenan Allen's just old. Keenan Allen dropped some balls. Herbert missed him. Not good. And McConkey's a slot guy. I mean, not the best weapons. And the O-line has just got awful. It felt like Herbert would get set, like,
Yeah.
and once he gets in his drop and like he's ready to throw, no one's open, and then he goes to scramble and the pocket just collapses. And I mean, he had 57 yards on the ground. Got to be one of the only games where the two quarterbacks were the leading rushers for their teams, which is kind of crazy. But I mean, for Herbert, it felt like literally every snap, it was the same thing. He'd get to his drop, no one's open. He'd look for a lane to run. He'd either get sacked or find a lane and then throw an incompletion or run for a few yards. Like, it was just really, really bad.
Herbert, and I don't know if this is the third playoff appearance. Is there one of them that besides the first one that they blew, that big lead to Jacksonville, Is that the only one he showed up to fully healthy?
I don't know.
I mean, that
really.
it just seems to me like every year there's a constant in the NFL. There are many of them. One of them I know is that Justin Herbert's going to be fighting injury all year long of some sort that hampers him. And I mean, and I think it's obviously a little bit of a product of the lack of protection. He's getting hit a lot. He's taking a ton of hits, and because they're not doing designed runs for Justin Herbert, right? He's not a running quarterback. Can he run? Yes. Does he want to? No. And why can't this organization get good players around him
I don't
or
know.
build some depth on that offensive line?
Well,
sell out to protect this guy.
Well, the problem is they did. I mean, you have two future All-Pro tackles, but both of them are out for the year. I mean, that's brutal. Those are two huge investments in the O-line, two top 10 picks that are really good, and that's the reason that, like, the protection ain't there. I mean, the interior is not good, but when you have to spread your depth even thinner, like, you're just dead.
I would value offensive line players in these next drafts well above any offensive weapon to get them. Because I think Herbert is a good enough quarterback that you get some guys in there that can run routes, he's going to find them if he has time. Right? I think you can draft and develop some late round wide receivers and be fine. But I think you need to find some really good depth on that offensive line.
I agree.
But I don't know.
It's just a bad situation.
There's bad tackling late in that game, too.
Yeah.
It's just,
I mean, I want to defend Herbert. I still think he's a top 10 quarterback just in terms of arm talent and what I've seen. And I know everybody jokes he's the hypothetical quarterback, and it's like, oh, if Herbert had this, if Herbert had that. I do trust Harbaugh's going to get this thing turned around because, I mean, their defense is playing really good.
Well, he already kind of has in 2 years. He's got them in the playoffs. I mean, that's...
They're 11-6 this year.
Yeah.
With a battle line all year.
And had they not had the injuries, I mean, they might have won their division. I mean,
there's a bright future here, but, like, gotta start with these playoff games. That's kind of a big part. And Drake May gets his first today. They're going to move on and face the winner of Pittsburgh or Houston, which if you draw Houston, that's a tough one for New England. I wouldn't want to face them, but whoever they play gets to come to Foxborough. So I guess that they did lose the Steelers early on in the season. So that could be interesting. Real quick.
Who did?
New England.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
Steelers beat New England?
Mm-hmm.
With Rodgers?
Mm-hmm.
God, I don't remember that.
All right, who you got tomorrow?
Oh my God. Well, I mean, here we are yet again faced with another. Is this Aaron Rodgers' last game as a pro?
Yes.
It probably is. I think it is. I think he's longing for some darkness retreats and some ayahuasca retreats and with a wife, I don't know, hypothetically. Nobody seems to know she really exists. It's crazy. They can find paparazzi photos of, people taking shits, and they can't find this woman.
Yep.
I'm just like, what the hell? I mean, paparazzi. I mean, this picture of Aaron Rodgers' wife must be like the unicorn out there, right? Proving that a unicorn exists. You find anyway. But all that being said, it's probably Aaron Rodgers' last game, barring, some other weird thing he ingests that tells him he needs to play one more year. I kind of want to see it go on a little bit, but I know they'll have DK back. I just the way that the Texans have played on defense, I just don't think that the Steelers can really do this. I mean,
me neither.
It's gonna take a number of plays to. They don't. I guess I don't think the Texans really allow big plays, right? but Pittsburgh doesn't really make big plays. So
Well, Pittsburgh's going to try
Yeah,
to play the Texans game, but worse.
yeah, they're just going to try to play possession ball and field position and but I mean Pittsburgh's defense when they actually lock in can be pretty good. So it may come down to I have no doubt that Rodgers in his experience, he'll figure out ways to kind of push the ball down the field a little bit. Like do little things, get him in field goal range. They're going to kick a lot of field goals. If Pittsburgh can get a couple touchdowns, that could be big. I just don't see it.
No, me either.
Texans
all the way.
Texans are going to win this. Texans should win this game because I think they're the better team.
Yeah. I mean, some people have the Texans going on Super Bowl runs. And I mean, if they get any sort of real offense, like this team could go very far just because their defense is so dominant.
History is kind of against them a little bit. They're kind of a little bit like Jacksonville, where you don't really believe that they're going to do much because it's the Texans, but that's a legit defense, and so is Jacksonville's. The problem is Texans aren't facing Josh Allen.
And the Texans, like Jacksonville is good, but I mean the Texans just nobody has Will Anderson and Daniil Hunter.
32-year-old Aaron Rodgers, I probably pick Pittsburgh.
Oh, yeah.
32-year-old Aaron Rodgers,
like
I pick that.
Rodgers.
42-year-old Aaron Rodgers?
No, yeah.
No.
It's pretty much dead.
So he got to the playoffs in his last season.
True.
So there you
It's
go.
a good story. They won in the season finale against Baltimore. That was a good game.
Yep.
But yeah. All right. Enjoy the game tomorrow. Enjoy next week's games and the Natty on Monday. Should be fun to watch, see who wins that one. I have a feeling it's be Indiana. Probably in a blowout, but we'll see. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment. Check out TikTok and Instagram. That all helps out a ton. Stay safe. Have a good night, and we'll see you in the next one.
Appreciate